To become a better leader of tomorrow in just a short amount of time, subscribe to our Raj Shamani Clips channel. After every 10 podcasts, 11th one is good for me. So I was like, okay, so for example, if my measure of success is 10 million followers, then every 11th podcast gets me, for example, 50,000 subscribers, then all I want to do is like just divide that with 10 million and keep doing 11 podcasts. So that's like a formula to success.
Sure, but because you've gained that thing and gone to 10 million, your ability to attract one or two that could take you to 100 million is much higher than if you're at 1 million.
True.
So that's the other way of looking at it.
Yeah, and it keeps getting better, like after every...
Yeah, but you have to look for an inflection point, right? Because then you'll know that, okay, if I'm at this pace, I can attract a lot of people who can take me right up there. And I think that could be it. And it may not be a person, it could be that person said, it may be that one question that got you a controversial answer that can go viral today. And that's the fragility in a positive sense of the word. Right? If somebody asks something and somebody asks somebody to make one controversial statement, it goes viral.
Yeah. I wish I knew how to make
but
that.
That's the tricky, that's the key part. There is no formula for it.
Exactly. I really wish
that's the fun
I
of it.
didn't know that.
That's why you're on the vigil. That's why you're going to be constantly on your toes wherever you go, because you don't know which one is going to work. But if you don't know and therefore you do it in a calm manner, the probability of you hitting that note is wrong. But if you're constantly doing what you're doing, the probability of the note coming and hitting you is high.
Hey, very interesting take to look at things. I have a follow-up question on this, okay, which is and it's like a little different, but it's a follow-up, okay? When you achieve certain level of success, right, it gets more difficult for you to go out and be absolute, like a beginner, okay, and just ask people for help or ask questions, because you feel like there's a level of confidence. I'm not saying from the point of ego or cockiness. I'm just saying that after a point, you just start feeling that, oh, you know how to do this because you've done this enough times, right? So it gets more difficult for you to go out there and learn about new things or ask help or go out. Does that happen like after a certain point that you feel little hesitant towards taking other people's feedback, and you can just call up anyone and right now like ask question?
Because actually that naivety is going to make you more attractive.
Yeah.
By you sitting there and saying, when this happened, I did this, nobody's learning from you. But I think the fact that you can do that actually makes you much more appealing, much more charming, much more accessible. So I would urge everyone to kind of do that. I mean, when I finished with one innings and wanted to do the other, I went out and just met people, and everyone said, but as you know, and I said, look, I don't know. I'm talking to you, but you've done this before. I'm saying, no, but I haven't done this before, but I want to understand this part. And then after 2 or 3 of the minute you get that to that level, you'll find, and that's the best way you're going to get your feedback in any case. So, no, I think it would be silly to believe that, and it's more in your mind, by the way. You're in your mind, and therefore you're positioning how you want to position somebody, saying, no, but I don't want him to think I'm a beginner.
Yeah.
So I don't want him to think I'm a beginner. I don't want him to talk down to me. I want him to know that I come with a certain amount of experience. But then why are you having the conversation with him now? The vulnerability will get people to open up. The more you position yourself, the more the other position will position themselves. So I'm having a conversation with you. I may have a few strong points of view. I know you have a few strong points of view, but it's very important that we let this conversation flow, right? I'm not imposing a viewpoint on you, and you're not imposing your questions on me. And I think that's why we're having a very nice, natural, down-to-earth conversation.
Oh, fair. Because, I'll tell you where I'm coming from, because I look at a lot of people, okay, and I believe that my biggest strength till now, like is the most underrated strength, which people don't believe it as a strength, is that I've been feeling inferior, insecure for the longest time. And I always wanted to get ahead. And I felt like, okay, people who are ahead, let me ask them questions. And I'm shameless about asking them. And I'm just shameless about calling myself a beginner and just always learning again and again and again, regardless of what level of success I've achieved in anything. But then I look at myself like, arey, abhi to kuch achieve hi nahi kiya hai, right? And then I look at other people like who are at a point where I was like 2 years ago, right? And they have a certain level of like ego attitude where they are not going out and asking people more questions, because I feel social media has made us that way, that you always want to look like you know things.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm asking you.
I would just say one thing to that. You started by saying insecure and whatever else. I don't think so. There's no sense of you saying I'm feeling insecure. If that's to yourself, to make yourself do that. But I think what you're saying, if you need to have the highest level of self-conviction in yourself, but then you can still ask the same questions. But yeah, if you let ego come in the way, then you're posturing. The minute you posture, you'll get posture back.
So by insecure, I meant like I'm not enough. Like I'm not enough yet. Like that is a question. Like I know that I have skills to reach there. But I would say don't start believing
in that, because you don't want to believe in insecure. You want to believe in your own self-conviction, but you want to believe in the fact that no, I'm nowhere near where I want to be. That's not insecure, right? Okay. Insecure means when you have a gut feeling and if you have a strong belief, because if you continue to psych yourself that you're insecure on the basis that you want to learn more, when you process that information and then becomes a sense of using your gut feel, your left brain may not work. Because it'll still douse it down, saying, no, but you're insecure. No, how can you take that decision? So you need to have that level of self-confidence that you can process all this information that you're naively asking enough for you to then feel clear about what you want to do with that. Otherwise, it can take you around the circle.
Fair.
Can you relate to that?
No, I can relate to it, because there have been times where even though I have...
So just watch out for that. I'm saying
information.
Being open is very, very different from psyching yourself that because I'm insecure, I don't like the person and he's egoistical. That's not the yin and yang of it. That's not the other two ends of a stick, is what I would say.
Nice. Good belief breaking system is happening, like conversation is happening, because I kind of can think of a moment where I've taken an information from someone, and I know that, this is gold and I want to do something about it, right?
But that's also a problem.
No, I'm just telling you, like, okay. And then I didn't do anything about it because I'm like, but mujhse thodi hoga. I'm not enough. Like, I'm not that person. So
there are two double whammies in the statement you mentioned here. First is you gave it a gold rating, which it shouldn't, because gold to somebody is not gold to you. Gold to somebody could be nothing to you unless you make it gold. You've taken that, but it's not gold to you. So the fact that you got intimidated by saying, means in itself. And then, yes, the second one, as I mentioned to you, if you're starting with your left brain telling you, no, but you can't do it because you've psyched yourself so much into that, that part I think is not needed.
Hey, don't you feel that sometimes we tend to, like, as you're young, and I don't know if you did that because you sound much wise today, obviously. So when you were young, like, did you have that tendency that you used to put people on pedestal because they've achieved something? Ever? Oh, this man. Oh my. Like, maybe like you're running a media house, right? So
no, but I'll give you a straight answer. The answer is not no. I would like
you would never think of, sorry, I'm cutting you, but you would never think of like Walt Disney and be like, oh damn, I'm a chapters and a nugget guy. I'm not a whole book and a whole person guy. Oh, nice.
Okay. So facets of people, definitely to look at. But if you take a whole, I don't know what to do. What will you do with a whole? Because that whole can't be transcribed into you. We're not yet reached. I know ChatGPT might change that and beaming yourself into somebody else might change that in the future, but we haven't reached that stage and I don't think we will. So a whole is actually quite confusing, right? Because then it's a distant. But if I take a chapter off and start relating to that, I'll learn much more, because I am me and you are you. And that gold standard that somebody just set for you is not for you, because gold for him could be nothing for you, or it could be much more precious depending on how you do with that. So I think I've not looked at people in a holistic sense, but I've looked at facets of them, because then you can take them in. Otherwise, they remain a little bit outside.
Thank you so much for watching this clip till the end. For more such amazing, insightful clips, please subscribe to our channel.